athletes are in the spotlight. President Trump says he'll pull funding from California if the state allows transgender athletes to compete. KTVU's James Torres is reviewing the controversy and previewing it and the changes that have been made. James.
Well, Andre, the California Interscholastic Federation recently put out a statement this week. That is the governing body over high school athletics in California, simply known as CIF. In that statement, it changed the rules for how a high school athlete would qualify for the state championship. And although the language they used in their statement is quite confusing, they say the idea is really meant to be straightforward. If a biological female is one spot off of qualifying for the state championship, then she is invited to compete. All accounts indicate this is the direct result of an athlete identifying as a transgender girl qualifying for the triple jump and long jump competitions. CIF calls it a pilot to an entry process allowing more girls to compete if transgender girls are in the competition. The idea and the confusing language immediately grabbed the attention of California lawmakers in the state legislature.
I don't fully understand what they're doing, and that's why, before I comment, I want to learn more. I appreciate that at least they acknowledge that trans people should be allowed to play sports, but I need to look at the specifics before I comment.
We need to get something done. It's incredibly weak, and we're angry. We're pissed at this. How every day that goes by, no one is protecting our girls. As an athlete, I couldn't even imagine this kind of situation happening to me when I played sports. This is unexcusable, and we need to have something done. Governor Newsom needs to pick a side and do something, do the right thing.
Easy to call out the unfairness of that.
Governor Gavin Newsom's office responding to CIF's rule changes, calling it a, quote, reasonable, respectful way to navigate a complex issue without compromising competitive fairness. Governor Newsom was criticized by some Democrats on his stance on the issue after the inaugural episode of his newest podcast, where he said the conversations of trans women competing in women's sports bring forth an issue of, quote, issue of fairness. President Trump says this was a topic he planned to discuss with the governor. According to some reports out of Sacramento, the president did call Governor Newsom. Newsom missed that call, but he does plan to speak with them at some point. We'll let you know if that happens and what results of that phone call once we learn those details. Reporting live this morning, I'm James Torres, KTVU, Fox 2 News.